Hey, Lucy.
How are you?
I'm doing so good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a good day.
It is a good day.
It's a good day. It's nice outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loving this weather.
Yeah,
I'm
same
living
here.
for it.
It's officially November, which is our month.
November 1st. It is my month.
It's your month.
It's my month. I'm feeling so much better than I did last week, if you couldn't tell.
Goodness. Asia was in the absolute trenches last week.
I was not in a good mood,
No.
but pulled through for the pod, of course.
Yes.
This week's a lot better. It's November. This is my last busy week. So
Yeah. Me and Asia are going to Boston this month.
we're going
and
to Boston
so
with
excited.
the girls right after Thanksgiving. So it's my
Yeah.
favorite thing, Thanksgiving, and then Boston
Boston.
with the girls.
With Jilly and Hannah. Shout out. We're so excited. And so, yeah.
Do you have any recs for Boston?
Yes, if
Hit
you
us
do have any
up.
recommendations, none of us have been to Boston.
We're just going.
We're
for
just
fun.
really excited to go.
I get a
So,
FaceTime one day and they're like, "Hey, do you want?"
It's like 8 a.m, and I was texting Asia frantically.
I literally just woke up.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, hold on." They're like, "Do you want to go to Boston in November?" And I was like, "Oh, let me check my schedule."
And then we had already bought all of our tickets
Yeah.
anyway.
So I'm so thankful it worked out for me.
Yeah.
Because not many things do these days.
Yeah. Fair enough. Besides schoolwork and clinicals and work, what else has been going on in your life?
Sorry, I needed a sip. It's mostly been that. But let me see. Oh, my HOA.
Yeah.
My HOA
Let's
is
talk
on
about
my
the HOA.
My HOA is on my butt.
Asia's HOA
My HOA
is out to get her.
hates my guts. They hate me so much.
Yeah.
And I think, long story short, I won't get into all the details. I love being a homeowner. It's amazing. Except when your HOA hates you. I live in a very safe neighborhood. It's great. Dobson Ranch it's huge. It's humongous. So why they're targeting my tiny little house, I'm like, there's so much bigger
Leave me
fish
alone.
to fry. I'm like, I'm just a girl. I live alone. What do you want from me? It started back with, I moved in. We were good for a year because COVID. I moved in 2020. I don't think the HOA was really doing anything.
Fair.
I put up these string lights. My parents live in the same neighborhood. Fun fact about us, but they have the same string lights up, the same method.
The same set.
My dad's like,
getup.
I'm gonna put literally the same lights up in your yard.
Yeah.
Cool. They're up for a year.
Mm-hmm.
A year goes by, and then I get this notice in the mail that's like, oh, you have to fill out this application to It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It was an application if I'm adding or doing construction or a big project. It had stuff about codes and zones and
I'm just trying to.
I was
have my lights
I
on.
did not take it seriously whatsoever. What I filled it out hee, this is so dumb. It literally cost me $50. And this is where my biggest mistake was. To this day, I do not know why. I don't know why I did this. I was not showing this to anyone. This was just for me. So the application was a PDF on my computer. And I saved the application with a not nice name about Dobson Ranch. For what? I don't know. I wasn't blasting this off and making a joke about it. And guess who forgot to change the name of the file when she emailed it to them?
Asia.
So I think that is why they hate me.
I do think they probably hold a little bit of resentment for that.
Then they said my lights were in violation. My application was in fact
Denied.
Denied. I
Paid $50 for
I had
nothing.
to take the lights down and put them up a different way, whatever. But now it's every month it's oh, your garbage can was out a day too long, or the weeds are bad, or this or so. Guess who got a violation this month?
You
Me.
did.
So I
Do you have to pay for the violation?
No, so they always give me a warning
Okay.
first. It's we'll be back in 10 days.
Fair.
And I'm like, okay. I'll
You're
get it done.
all right.
I'll get it done. I'll get it.
So
I
you took care of the weeds.
I have yet to pay
Good.
a fine, but constantly getting violations.
Fair.
Constantly. So
That's a bummer.
my mom and I took care of the weeds. Thank God for my mom again. I think I've said it on here before. She is an angel. She is an angel. We got rid of 2 big dead bushes in my yard, some weeds. So
Nice.
anyways, what about
Love
you?
that.
What's up with you?
I got my nails done this last weekend.
They look great.
They've lasted me all of 4 days, and I broke this nail.
Oh, actually,
and
it
it
doesn't
like
look that
broke.
bad.
The break is.
But I know the pain.
farther down.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, and I cut it because it kept getting snagged on stuff.
Oh,
so
no.
you can zoom in real close on the middle finger here. I will not hold it down, but there's dried blood on it because
At least
my
it matches
fingernail
the color.
is in fact bleeding. And they looked so good.
They did
Now
look really
they
good.
just it's
That's
broken.
really tragic. It's
Look.
painful too. Oh, I do see the crack.
It's like halfway
It's
down
way
my nail.
down there.
And there's no way I can cut it all the way down.
I
to
did that in September with my other red nails. I broke it so bad and it was bleeding. And then this it's not so bad. I did break up my pinky like a week after I got mine, but it's
the worst.
It's not that bad.
Fair. Mine's pretty jagged right now, and we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, you gotta let it like rest for a few days.
Yeah.
And then kind of assess.
Yeah. My
See if you
Band-Aid
want to go
already
get
fell
it
off,
fixed.
So it's not good. This happened like 2 hours
Have you ever
ago.
gone in and like got one nail fixed?
No.
I feel so pretentious doing that.
I'm also scared because it's like cut underneath.
Yeah.
If she had me put this in acetone, I think
Yeah,
I
that's
would
what
maybe
I mean.
lose
You gotta
my mind.
let it when mine was bleeding, I had to let it grow to at least the skin.
So sad.
But that's tough.
That's
so
fine.
sorry. That sucks.
It's okay. Anyway, this is.
Wait, you're going to a concert?
Oh yeah, I am going to Hosier after this.
Crazy.
I'm so excited. Love him so much. I've been waiting years to see him, and so this is probably one of my most
I
anticipated
think when
ones.
you did that album on the Weekly Report, you were like, this is my.
I think it is my top album still of the year.
Whoa,
I know. So
crazy.
I'm really excited to go to it tonight. I've been listening to him since I was in like a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
So ever since 2014 when he came out with his first album. So I'm like pumped.
Nice.
And so I'm going by myself, and I'm going to get really
True fan.
I'm going to get there early so I can get a really good spot in pit. And I've charged my phone, charged my portable charger, so I'm just going to watch Survivor on the floor in the pit.
Speaking of I'm back on the Survivor.
Same
kick,
here,
too.
and it's filling
is.
every need
I finished.
wanted.
I'm all caught up with like Vanderpump, and I've been like in this stressful season. I'm like, I can only afford a certain genre of TV right now, and it's easy TV.
Yeah.
And Survivor
fits
that.
the bill.
There is a new season right now, so I'm watching 2
I have not gotten to the new ones
because
still.
I can't help myself. I see
That's
it,
fair.
the notification pop up, and I'm like, I have to watch it. But then I want to watch more, so then I go back and watch an old
That makes
season.
sense. I'm on season 34 right now.
Nice.
I'm kind of jumping around. So it's not like I've watched 34 in the last 2 weeks.
I went to season 30 because Joe was on that season.
Got it.
Love Joe.
You love Joe. I love Jay from season 33
Jay.
on Millennials and Gen Xers.
I don't remember.
Well, you should look him up after this.
I should.
I love him. He's just precious.
Jay.
I cry a lot when I watch that show too. I'll say
I love
it.
that show. Malcolm's also one of my faves. Tyson.
Yes. I met Tyson.
She babysat his children.
Babysat his kids.
It's crazy.
And I think they knew I liked the show a little too much because they only let me babysit their children twice. And then they were like, this girl's a little weird.
But you didn't really.
Or maybe 3 or 4 times. I
You
don't
didn't
remember.
ask, or did you? Like for a photo?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't ask. That'd be weird. I was just like, you.
I know you.
I know
I
you.
bet he gets that. Often.
Yeah. So anyway, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Kudos to him. But
Anyways.
now transitioning. This is going to be such a fun episode.
Yeah.
We are doing worst first dates, and we posted on our Instagram story to write them in, and you guys
showed
delivered.
up. You guys, I'm dead. We've
I
been
do-
texting back and forth like this story.
I think we're going to
This is
split
so
this
funny.
episode into 2 parts because we got several.
Yeah.
We got a lot of responses.
We gotta share all of them.
And they're all really good.
Yeah.
So we'll start with a couple shorter, lighthearted ones. This one says, oh, sorry. The guy broke his tooth in my car while we ate Taco Bell. He spit it out and put it in his pocket, then didn't tell me till a few days later, but got all weird about it and then profusely apologized for lying to me, even though I had no idea he even broke his tooth or that he actually had to get surgery after to get it fixed. That's so weird. God,
but he was like embarrassed about it.
Yeah, I'd be like, why'd you even tell me?
Oh my God, I would have felt so bad if he was like mortified.
He was like, I think it's weird. I wonder why his tooth broke. I want to know more. Like, what did he break it on? At Taco Bell.
Everything's soft.
What's hard there that would break off his tooth?
Oh no. I bet there was more going on.
That's fair.
Okay, I can read a little one here. Let's see. Oh. I relate to this one so hard. I went on a date with someone I met on a dating app and he pronounced my name wrong. And it's not an uncommon name or spelling, so I gently corrected him. Tell me why he continued to say my name wrong the entire date. I was so annoyed by the end. LOL.
That's so fair. If somebody mispronounced my name, I'd be so irritated. I'd probably leave. Okay. I'd be like, I'm not doing this.
I guess I get like anxiety with the dating app thing because my name is tricky. Yeah. And especially the spelling of it. And so I'm like, people always misspell like when we're texting or talking, and it's fine. Like, whatever. But I get anxiety if like we're about to meet. I'm like, they probably have no idea what my name is. And so I try to like say it on the date.
Yeah.
But even then, sometimes like I've corrected people or like, oh, it's spelled like this, it's said like this, and still.
What's a mispronunciation? I feel like anything other than Asia is more awkward to say.
It's the people try to overpronounce the Z.
Oh,
it's like
Azsia
or Aziza or like anything with the Z. And like I don't get offended by it. I'm more I'm embarrassed, which is dumb.
Yeah.
But I relate to that one very hard. I would have been annoyed as well.
This next one, I'm pretty desperate to know who sent this in. So if you want to just let me know, I would love that.
If we share your story, please DM
tell us which one it is. Because these are all anonymous for us.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating me. This one says, showed up to a date at a nice bar, walked in the door to my date taking 3 back-to-back shots of whiskey. Turns out she was drunk prior to arriving to the date. She proceeded to show me all the pictures she had of her dog on her phone and broke down ugly crying in the middle of the bar because she just loves him so much.
Wait. What's wrong with that?
I think that's so weird. If that's your first date and someone did that to me, I'd be like,
they're weird.
Oh, that's so weird. That's so uncomfortable too. Even the fact that she was just drunk
and think
you're there,
that would be my.
And then she starts crying. I'd be like, I don't want to console you. What's happening?
I do get the emotion with,
but like not to someone you first meet.
Yeah, no. I'd be on my
not
best
on a
behavior.
First date.
But I would be like, do you want to see my dog?
And then you show like 2 photos.
Yeah. Unless they were like so interested, then maybe I would. Yeah. But yeah, I think walking in and you witness your date like taking them back. I'd be like, oh, what are we doing here?
Wait a minute. That's what this kind of gathering is? That's what this is? Oh, that's so funny. Okay, I'll read this other one. Or do you want to read one? Sorry. If we're going back and forth.
Yeah, do you want me to read a longer one?
Sure.
Okay, I'll read the first one.
Okay.
Or is that the one you wanted to do? Okay. I'm going to read this one. This is from a few years ago when I was single and trying out the dating apps. Never tried them again after this, LOL. I went on a first date with a guy from Bumble. His profile said he was Christian and he seemed like a normal guy. Classic. We ended up deciding on a Chipotle by GCU because he didn't... It's not funny, but...
It's like worse because I know exactly what Chipotle it is. I know the exact location.
So, sometimes you got to do the easy date.
GCU is Grand Canyon University here in Phoenix for anybody who doesn't know. And
okay,
yeah, sorry. It's a Christian university.
Okay, we ended up deciding. stay at Chipotle by GCU because he didn't want me to have to drive far. Okay, that's a green flag.
Yeah.
We met at Chipotle and did all the normal first date things. Talked about goals, faith, family, what we do in our free time, etc. I was pretty uncomfortable. Sorry. I was pretty uncomfortable the entire conversation because he was inches away from my face. He sat next to me, not across from me.
Immediately no. At a Chipotle,
Immediately,
we're not sitting next to each other in one of these
I'm
foods.
just like imagining they're like steel tables. Okay. Oh my gosh. And I could tell like 5 minutes in that he was going to try to kiss me.
5 minutes into this date. That's crazy.
That is crazy. I kept talking / eating nervously. Eventually, I would do the same. Eventually, he got really close to my face and asked if he could kiss me. Also, the ask.
Ew.
It's kind of weird.
I'll say it. Not it for me.
So I said yes because I'm a scared baby and never know how to say no. I relate to that. We kissed and then he told me that he feels like I could be his future wife. Oh, dear. That was wild. I laughed because what else do you do? Later that night, we went to ice cream after Chipotle. Don't ask me why I agreed. LOL. He told me he felt like God had told him that I was supposed to be his wife and started talking about the future. Super red flags everywhere. I just kept laughing it off. He drove, so I had no way to leave. So I just kept being friendly and trying to have a normal combo. We saw a BLM billboard.
Billboard?
Billboard. I literally always say billboard. And he made a really racist comment and continued to talk to me about politics.
Ugh.
Bright red flag. The next day was Easter and he told me he wanted to spend time with me. I said I'd see what I had going on because what else do you say? Unsure. I finally ended up getting back to my car and he said goodbye to me while referencing me as his future wife. Gross. I got home and he literally told me he told his family he will not be attending Easter service with them the following day because he was going to go with me. He told his mom that he had met his future wife. I told him I wasn't comfortable with that and he blocked me on every social media platform. Needless to say, we never saw each other again.
I think this is the most out of pocket and unfortunate, gross, weird story ever. It's also
so common
because it's so GC.
It's so common in the church world, though. When I hear the words "God told me," I'm like, no,
immediately
we're not doing this because God told me something else.
5 minutes into the first time we've met, you're saying future wife. I'm gone. I'm out of the building.
It's too much.
I'm in my car driving away. This story, no, I would lose it. Ew. Also, yeah, Chipotle with the stainless steel tables, the wooden booths.
Sorry.
The wooden booths are not even cushioned. You're like sitting next to each other.
It's too abrasive. But I think,
that's so weird.
I feel like it's triggering to when I hear someone say like, "Oh, God told me."
Immediately, no.
It's just like so much pressure.
Not with dating.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure. Okay. Other things. But like, if it's our first date and you're telling me that,
no.
Learn some social cues, my guy.
You don't know me.
You don't know me. My middle name. Please do not.
If we're like seriously dating, we can bring God. Like, obviously, God will be a part of the conversation, but first date at a Chipotle?
No.
After you asked to kiss me?
Do you think it's a fun place to say I am your future wife? Is that a Chipotle? No. That alone, I'd be mad.
That happened to you, but you dodged a bullet.
Okay, I want to read this last one. It says, I went on a date with a guy when I was out swing dancing one night with my best friend. We went and got coffee a few days later, and the first red flag was that he made me go inside and order and pay for my drink. The rest of the date was spent sitting outside, in parentheses. Mind you, it's mid-July in Arizona. So that's like 115 degrees. She's like, I was sweating. Oh. He then proceeds to talk about himself. And when we got to the topic of faith, I let him know that I love Jesus. And he tells me he's been into Greek mythology before, as if it's the same thing. The date ended pretty shortly after, as we both knew it wasn't a match. I got a call about 45 minutes later from my best friend that he sent her a text asking her out. Flash forward a few months, I accidentally run into this guy at Costco, and he doesn't remember my name, but he definitely remembers my best friend's name. And then it says Classic Glenn.
Oh my god.
That sucks.
That does suck.
Ew.
Ew, what an ick.
That is an ick. That one's just cringe. Blah. Sitting outside.
Sitting outside.
That's like the worst
bit
of it.
That is.
I'm like, no.
Can we sit anywhere else? Literally anywhere else.
I would do quite literally anything else except for this.
Oh my God.
Okay. I was going to read another one.
Go for it.
Okay, so this one is, I met this guy on Hinge and we were talking to each other every day, not calling, but we would text and send photos and voice memos and such. Mm-hmm. He didn't ever ask me out on a date, and his reasoning was, I have a lot of trauma from my last girlfriend who cheated on me, which is valid for real, but this girlfriend cheated on him when he was a junior in high school, and this man is 23 at the time that we're talking. He hadn't been on a single date since he was 17. I might not be good at math, but that is 6 years of never going on a date, so I eventually asked him after a month of talking. And then it should have been my first red flag that we were talking that long. Yeah. So we finally meet in person, but I was running late, so I text him that. I get there expecting him to be inside, but he was in his car waiting behind me and just texting me. So we were both sitting in our cars, just texting back and forth until I was like, we should probably go inside. So he got out of his car, finally, after 5 minutes of texting each other. After 5 minutes of texting each other, when we were literally feet apart, and I immediately realized he lied to me about his height, which I don't mind a short king. Yeah. Just don't lie to me about it. He said he was 5'9", I'm 5'7", and I was taller than him in flats. So we go inside, and it's a 25-minute wait, I was like, bruh, why didn't you put our name in? Besides the point, but we are sitting outside waiting for our table on a bench, and he isn't saying anything. So we're just awkwardly sitting there in silence, and I'm trying to create conversation until we get our name called. We finally sit down, and the restaurant is so loud that I have to ask him to repeat himself sometimes, but every time I ask him, he either rolls his eyes or takes a deep breath.
Oh my God.
At one point in the date, I sort of felt like I was doing all the talking and just steamrolling, so I decided to just be quiet and not ask any questions or tell any stories about myself so he could have a chance to talk. And then it says, I talk a lot when I'm nervous, and I was very, very nervous. Sure. So she goes quiet, and I swear he doesn't say a word for what feels like 20 minutes, but it was probably only 5 minutes. But still, 5 minutes of just staring at each other, smiling and eating on the first date. Ugh. So then I decided to talk again and ask him questions or tell a story or something, and he interrupts me mid-story and says, we should probably leave, huh? And I stopped and was like, oh, for sure. I'm sorry. Did you have somewhere to be? I just lost track of time. And he goes, nope, I've got nothing going on the rest of the day. So here I am convinced that I am the most boring person alive, or he just straight up is not having a good time. So I finish my story, and then we get up to go. He does pay for my food, which was very nice, and I was the one who asked him out on the date, so I appreciate that. But anywho, we go outside, and I'm like, nice to meet you. This was fun. Then I drive home and feel so confused because over the phone, it felt like I've known him forever because he would tell me his life story and super deep random things. But in person, it felt like I was talking to someone that literally hated being in the same vicinity as me. Then I get home and he texts me, hey, that was the best date I've ever been on. And it just felt so easy to talk to you. I seriously love spending time with you, and I would love to do it again. And I was so flabbergasted, gobsmacked by this text because we were on the same date. So I told him I needed to take some time to think about it because I was gaslighting myself into thinking maybe I'm just crazy and picky, and it was fun. Mm-hmm. But I talked to my friends, and they helped me draft a text telling him I was not interested. But after I sent the text, I literally sobbed for 20 minutes because I felt like such a horrible person for rejecting him. Nah, I don't think you are. That's weird. Weird. That is crazy. I would hate that. I fear that is like my biggest fear because I steamroll a lot of conversations and I talk all the time. Yeah. So I feel like I could relate to that story a lot because when it's silent, I will fill that void every single second to just try and let it not be awkward. And so I totally get that story. I would be like, do you hate me? Are you having a good time? It's so tough
when when you're texting and talking on the, I mean, not even talking on the phone, but I feel like the texting every day, when it doesn't align with in person, it's hard to match them.
So it's it reminds me too of such middle school vibes where you guys are texting all the time, and then in person you're like, what?
So it sounds so like he was really probably obviously nervous.
Yeah.
But it's so, when you get those mixed signals, it's on the date, I feel like you didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And then texting me.
Wild.
Oh, that's, yeah. Oh.
That one's just really unfortunate. I'm sorry you experienced that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't react well to that.
Man.
I'd be like, do you want to be here?
You can
We can go.
You can go. I'm by no means keeping you
No,
here.
we can
Please
leave.
if you want to leave. Although, I don't think I could get up and leave on a date.
No, I probably couldn't either.
That would be
I'm all talk.
Like, I wish I could. I wish I would have in,
there's
like,
no
my
way.
bad date story that I'll get to. But...
Unless I felt unsafe.
Oh, yeah.
If I felt unsafe, I'd probably be like, bye.
But if it's just like, oh, I don't like this, I'm, like, not into it. I don't think I don't like conflict enough to, like, just be like, okay, bye.
I think I'd probably make up a lie.
I probably would too.
I'd probably be like, hey, I have something. I have something.
That's when you text your friends, like, please call me and tell me I have to go.
Please call me.
Yeah. Okay, I'll read another one.
Yeah.
Okay, my worst date story. There was a guy at my college who would constantly ask me out, and I just wasn't into him. Finally, I thought, okay, I'll say yes, and I'll just see where it goes because this guy is very persistent, right? Well, leading up to the date, he was very kind, telling me he wanted to make it special and take me somewhere pretty nice and pick me up. He lived on campus. I was like, oh, this guy is actually kind of sweet, getting a little giddy and excited. Day of the date, I was getting ready, assuming he was picking me up and would surprise me where we would go. An hour before the date, this guy sends me the address of where we are meeting up and asks if I can meet him there. Confused, I just said, yeah, no biggie. Then I looked up where it was. I live at GCU, and the place he sends me is in the middle of Tempe.
That's like 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably with or without traffic, do you think?
That's without, probably with traffic. It's probably like 40.
It's fine, but I have to leave now to get there on time. I'm a little annoyed, but whatever, I can make it happen. Next text I get as I am leaving my dorm is just so you know. I cannot with this. Just so you know. This is so dumb. Just so you know, the first date doesn't really count for me. I don't pay for girls' meals until we are actually dating.
Immediately. Why? You feel the need to tell me beforehand?
Okay. First of all, yuck on the presentation. I'm growing. Yes, girl. I'm growing more annoyed with him because this guy has been hyping up this not real date as if he was going to show up in a suit and get on a knee. TBH, I was kind of scared he was. Red flag, right? I shouldn't have gone? Question mark. Okay, but I did. I drove 45 minutes to meet this guy at a Chili's. I'm done. I love Chili's, but again, this guy made himself out to be Prince Charming. I order my soup, have really awkward conversation, act very sassy the whole time, and when the check came, I decided I'll just pay and he can Venmo me if he wanted to. Respect. I made it clear how much of a big deal. I made clear of how much it wasn't a big deal for me to do that because he gave me the ick and I just wanted out. I was not about to wait for the guy to split the check. We get outside and this guy has the audacity to try to kiss me. I literally put my hand on his face and said, no way, I don't kiss on the first date and I definitely don't kiss after babysitting.
Get after it.
Yeah, I didn't talk to him for a long time and then a year later he texted me asking me what went wrong. Also, no, he didn't ever pay me.
Dude, what went wrong? You took her to Chili's on their first date.
My God.
I love that story.
This story is so relatable, I feel like.
Do you want to share yours?
You mean the Applebee's one?
Yes. I love this story so much. I think anytime Chili's comes into the picture, if it's in the first 3 months of knowing and dating this person, I'm out.
Oh my God. It's not
After a while, Chili's is totally fine.
I love Chili's.
I love Chili's now.
I love the 3 for whatever.
The 3 for $10 deal is
deal.
unmatched.
I'm not a huge Applebee's fan, but it's not like it was like terrible, but it's more embarrassing for me that I did this.
Do it.
Because
say it.
Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Hold on.
I love that he texted her beforehand on this story.
I know.
And was like, yeah, just so you know, I am not paying. I know it's like 20 minutes before this date is supposed to start, and I asked you out.
Odd.
But like, we're not doing that. That's so stupid.
Yeah, like
Chili's too. It's not expensive.
It's not expensive.
I'd be like,
you
okay.
asked her out.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the whole paying thing, it doesn't really bother me. Like, it'll impress me if someone like buys that'll score you points. But I won't be mad if like I pay.
Yeah,
or, like I
that's
even
not
pay
a big thing for me.
It's not a huge thing, but it does impress me. But if you're like hyping it up,
yeah, like I'll reach for my check.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
But if you're telling me beforehand,
I'm not gonna be the girl
just so
that's
you know
like,
I'm not gonna pay for you. Then I'm like,
I'm not gonna be the girl that's like just not even
just
gonna offer. Like I'm gonna offer.
Yeah.
Like it's always kind of
Venmo
awkward.
you. Like I'll
like it's always
that.
kind of awkward, but I do really appreciate when someone does. But it's not a necessity.
No.
But anyways.
But to tell me beforehand makes
that's
me
so weird. Yeah.
Want to like not. But that's fine.
Anyways, this wasn't even a date. Wasn't even a date. But hanging out with this guy, I felt like was like pulling teeth. Like I was, which is major red flag. I was like, literally, can we not just talk, text? Can we like hang out? And so I'm like trying to hang out with this guy, and he's like putting in literally no effort. Literally no effort. He's like, oh, I'm at the driving range 2 minutes from your house. Like, do you want to stop by? And I'm like, okay.
And I want to say he's not putting in effort. Like, he's definitely interested. It's not like she's chasing after him and he's like not giving her clues. Yeah. He would do stuff like that where he'd be like, oh, I'm free like tonight in 30 minutes. It was all very last minute, and it was like,
we would make plans, and then like they would be canceled or rescheduled, and I'd be like, there was multiple times I was like, dude, okay, I get it.
So he's just like, I'm not gonna do it, and then he would text her, be like, hey, I'm like right near your place, come hang. Yeah,
he was like, come to the. I'm not a golfer. I've been to Topgolf twice.
Does this?
I'm like, okay.
Look like the face of a girl who golfs.
I golf. So literally, I only went because it was 2 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
And I was not doing anything. So I'm like, oh my God, okay. I will go. I will drive to this driving range and watch you golf. Lo and behold, his friend is also there.
He left that out in the text.
So we're the three of us are me and the friend are chatting while he's golfing. It's summer. It's summer. It's hot. I'm sweating. I don't look cute because I'm like, I don't know. I don't want the
vibe.
I don't want to show up and like, this is not a date. I know it's not a date. So I'm like, I don't know what the vibe is, whatever. Then, he finishes up his whatever of golf. And then he's like, do you want to go to Applebee's with us too? And I'm like, oh, no. I just didn't have it to me to say no because I was still trying. Like I did like him. I liked him a lot. Actually, it sucks, but so we went to Applebee's and like I sat in between them. It was awkward, like at the bar. So weird. I'm just like, I don't know.
So weird. I did not know that detail.
I leave it out. I didn't tell many people this story. What is the etiquette? Like I was like,
why are you sitting at the bar?
I was like, I don't want to be here.
So weird.
We go to the bar. I'm sitting in between them, and
that's so weird.
It's just, I mean, the bummer is like they were funny and like fun to talk to, but I just was like, I don't know what the vibe is. I feel like a bro. Like I feel like maybe you're friend zoning me. That's cool. So then I leave. They go whatever, hang out Saturday night. He always went out, and then he like texted me later and was like, oh, like I wish you would have like come out with us. And I'm like,
I didn't know the vibes.
I could not read your mind. The vibe was friend zone to me. So I went home and then we did proceed to text for a while after that. But
weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Not a great time for me.
I
Very
hate that
weird
for you.
Yeah. He also did not pay for me. So I was like, this is for sure a friend.
Classic.
Friend thing.
First dates are the weirdest.
They are.
We are going to probably split this one into 2 episodes because there's still like 7 more stories and they're all really good. And so thank you guys so much for writing in.
Yeah.
So
my gosh, it was so fun to read them.
We're going to do, the next one we're going to do for writing in like this is like family fiascos. So if you have any good holidays that have been ruined by something weird like an animal or a fire or
food thrown,
like shocking news or anything that you can think of, like just a funny, tragic family holiday, please share them.
It can be anonymous.
Yeah, it can definitely be anonymous.
Yeah.
Ow, I just bit my nail. Oh my gosh.
Ouch. Moment of silence for Lucy Snail.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Are you gonna cry?
So please write those.
Please write those
Be
in.
brainstorming.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for writing in, and we'll share more of these stories next week.
Literally, thank you so much for showing up. This was so fun.
Yeah, this is so much fun for us. So appreciate it. We will talk to you guys next week.
Yes.
Have a good week.
Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.